Hello, and grab your coffee if you haven't already got it, because I got mine and I'm ready to do something a little bit different today. I feel like playing around. It'll do. I love coffee. I love a lot of things, but I don't love coffee that's made way too strong. There are some places you can buy coffee that have gotten it so strong now that it takes the enamel off of your teeth. Let's talk about what I love and what I don't love about what I love necessarily. How about that? I have a dog and I love my dog, Sammy. He's a great kid. He really is. But I don't love everything about him, which I think is probably true for most people who have dogs, because there are smells, and I don't love those smells sometimes. And I don't know what he's gotten into that creates them, because I know what we feed him, and as long as he eats what we feed him, he's usually okay, and I don't have to worry too much. But sometimes something gets in that guy's gut that transforms his digestive tract into a mustard gas factory that just brings tears to your eyes, will clear out a room. And you know it's very, very bad when they walk away from their own smell. And that's happened. So it's not in my mind, and it's not in our imagination. It's a very real thing. And it's a horrible, horrible thing to deal with. Beyond the obvious, beyond the smells, he's also got this whine that apparently only I can hear. And I'm not Superman. I just have got my ears tuned to just the right level of frequency that I can hear this sound that he makes. And he sits there in the middle of the floor staring at us, waiting for whatever it is that he thinks we're supposed to do for him. And I start talking to him about the whine, and my wife doesn't hear it. She has no idea what I'm talking about, why I'm complaining about it. It's not something that registers to her, only to me. So I feel targeted by him, and I don't love that. And I feel a little gaslit at the same time, and I don't love that. And gaslit not in the same way as the gas thing that he had earlier, where we were talking about smells, but you know where I'm going with this. He's the exact opposite of an emotional support animal. You know, the kind of animals that will sense your distress and will come to you, and then they'll snuggle up next to you, and you know, maybe they'll lick your hand and they'll let you pet them gently, and it's all a way of soothing and calming and doing that. This is so not Sammy. Sammy is nowhere near any of that. He doesn't play that game. As a matter of fact, if he senses any distress in any individual, what he will do is move himself away to another part of the room, sit down and watch, waiting apparently for the storm to pass where he can go back in, because my boy's drama is enough for him. He doesn't have the bandwidth to deal with anybody else's issues, so he doesn't even try. He will just go away and sit like over there and just stare at you. Not in a compassionate way either. He just stares at you in a way that says to me, what the hell is the matter with you? And when will it stop? And can I have a treat? Yeah, I mean, there's a few things that I don't love about my dog, but I mean, I love him. He's a good dog. He is. We were talking about what I love and what I don't love about what I love. I love people. You know, people are actually pretty good on the whole, on average, I guess. But just because people, right? But unfortunately, I'm on social media and I watch the news occasionally. So you can't love everything about people if you do that, because there's just horrible people out there who spend an incredible amount of energy on hate, on tearing people down, on dividing people up, on setting them up into little boxes and classes with names and all stuff that they can point and blame and hate. And it just really frustrates me that people are like that. I can't love that about people. I just can't. And it's a shame because I want to. I want to like everybody. I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. That didn't even come out right. But I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. You have to prove to me that you're a horrible human being for me to accept it. Once I've accepted that you're a horrible human being, you got a long road to go if you want to change my mind. It's not impossible. You can do the right thing. You can take the steps you need to do to make yourself a better person. It's never too late. I did it. I'm not a great person, but I'm better than I was. I'm not perfect by any means, but I am really getting good. And I'm not going to say I'm really good yet because it's not my place to judge some of those things. The people who really are affected by the stuff that we do, they're the ones who get to tell us whether we're doing good or not. You know, I can believe I'm doing great all day long and be wrong. Most of the people who actually fall into that bigoted, hating group of folks all believe that they're absolutely correct and doing the right thing. But they're all absolutely wrong. And you don't even have to be part of the minority or, you know, some underprivileged group in order to realize that. Sometimes if you're just paying attention, you can see it. And if you do, I don't know, maybe say something about it. I love my family. And you know, I mean, and who doesn't? Okay. I'm not going to say that because let's face it, not everybody loves their family. Not everybody loves everybody in their family. There are things that happen that make it difficult to do. But I do. I love my family. We went through a lot together, you know, when I was growing up. Throughout all of my formative years, all of them were there. And sometimes we were all we had when we were moving around because my father was in the Air Force. So there's a deep love and a huge level of grace and forgiveness that I allot to my family. But I don't love everything about all of them. And I'm not naming anybody by any means, but I do know that there are people in my family who have got ideas and who have beliefs that I'm not in alignment with. And so it's difficult for me to talk to them about them. And I think everybody knows what this is like because Thanksgiving is coming up very soon. And we're all going to be sitting around Thanksgiving tables with our families. And there are some discussions that you just don't want to go down that road, right? Politics, great one. I used to say that there are two things at work you just don't talk about because it'll get you in trouble one way or another, and that's politics and religion. So at the dinner table on Thanksgiving, let's try and avoid politics and religion. Thank you. And maybe that will help us get through the entire event without trying to kill each other or throw knives across the table. That's never happened, by the way. But I imagine it has somewhere, just, you know, not in our family. But, you know, emotions get high, and it's unfortunate, and it's uncomfortable. And I want to always love my family the way I did when I was a kid. So I always have to hold that space of that memory of who they were when I was growing up before I realized other things that were going on. So if any of you are actually listening to this, all you really need to know, folks, my siblings, my parents, my cousins, hey, I love all of you. I do. That doesn't mean I love everything about you, but I love all of you. And that's not going to change. Yeah. And my kids, same thing. I love all of you. I probably have time for one more things that I love, but I don't love everything about them. And it's not, I love movies, just like I love television. And I've always loved movies since I was a kid, since I went and sat in my first movie theater. Frankly, I have this memory in my mind, and I hope that it's the real one. We were in Germany when Star Wars was released in 1977. And we went and we watched it in a German theater in the original English with German subtitles. And it was amazing. That's my memory of my first viewing of Star Wars. That experience in a theater was so epic and enormous, and I love that. I do. So I love movies and storytelling and connections and, people in the stories. But I don't love everything about movies, because people who make movies are people, and sometimes people make bad choices and bad decisions because they're people, and people tend to do that kind of thing. So stuff happens. That is an unfortunate occurrence. There's this thing that's in my mind very specifically. Please don't end a movie unexpectedly with "to be continued." That is the worst thing you can do to a movie, to a person sitting in a theater. I mean, respect us, please. We just paid full ticket fare to come and watch your film, and we expected it to end. I just got through watching a blockbuster movie, and in Act 3, things weren't calming down. It was ramping up and ramping up. And then just when I thought it was going to have to hit the apex, the point where everything was going to go, it didn't. It just kept ramping up. And then finally, it hit a moment with a huge reveal, and then it said, "to be continued." I didn't know that was going to happen. I was not expecting that. And I was not happy, because I was enjoying it right up to that moment. Right up to that moment that came on the screen. And then I was like, oh, hell no, you did not just do that to me again. And I say again because it brings me back to 1982 when a movie called Time Walker came out. And I went and watched that one in the movie theater. And I was excited about it. It was a B-grade sci-fi movie about an alien mummy being discovered and walking around and doing things. It was like mummies and science fiction all together. So it was wrapping my favorite sci-fi stuff with my favorite horror stuff, and it's all cool. Let's do this. And I was all excited about that. And we got to the end of the movie, and no kidding, no warning, just "to be continued." Now, you know what? It really wasn't that great of a movie to begin with. I mean, I give a lot of grace to B films because I enjoy just the pure escapism of them, but I know it wasn't that good of a movie because they never continued it. The worst thing that could happen is that you hit the end of one of these movies and it's "to be continued," and then they never even finish the story. So you don't know what's going to happen next. You have nothing. And I still don't love that in the movies. If that pops up on my screen, I am in a bad place almost immediately. And I don't like it. I don't like that feeling. I get a little bit worked up just talking about it. I mean, I love a lot of things. I got a list that just goes on and on about the things that I love. And there are always things that I don't love about the things that I do love. Because that's just human nature, I think. I'm going to wrap this up now. And I am going to go ahead and say thank you for sitting and listening to me jab around about the things that I love and what I don't love about the things that I love, because it's just a different approach to things. I wanted to give it a shot today. So thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for sitting it out. Hey, like, follow, share, whatever you want to do with this thing. And I hope to see you again in 2 weeks after today. I hope you're watching this on the day that it releases. Otherwise, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But in 2 weeks, we'll be back with another one. All right. I love this mug. I don't not love anything about it. It's tall. Oh, yeah. It holds a lot of coffee.